Welcome to another episode of Chair Shots to the Cranium. I'm Stephen Goforth. It's my honor and pleasure to interview the very talented Priscilla Kelly on today's episode, so I hope you enjoy that. Don't forget to go check out Chair Shots to the Cranium on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow us. It's Chair2 Cranium. Chair, the number 2, Cranium, Chair2 Cranium on Instagram and on Twitter. You can also follow on Facebook, Chair Shots to the Cranium, and our YouTube channel. Go subscribe. A lot of interesting interviews on the YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to our Apple Podcasts, also on Google Podcasts. A 5-star rating is greatly appreciated, so thank you very much for that in advance. And you can check out the website, chairshotstothecranium.com. All the interviews have been put on there, past columns, other extremely entertaining wrestling information is on the website. Again, chairshotstothecranium.com. If you want your own Chair Shots to the Cranium merch, go to prowrestlingtees.com/ you guessed it, Chair Shots to the Cranium. So, prowrestlingtees.com, have some tremendous merch on there. We would love if you would go on there and purchase some merchandise and support us. So again, thank you so very much for tuning into another episode. So without further ado, let's head into my interview with the very talented, the one and only Priscilla Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is a very exciting and talented wrestler. At the age of 21, she's experienced tremendous success in her young career by capturing championships and participating in this year's WWE Mae Young Classic. She's currently making a name for herself on the independent wrestling scene, and she's sure to have a great career ahead of her. Please welcome as my guest the very talented Priscilla Kelly. Priscilla, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Appreciate your time for coming on the show.
It's been like a crazy month. I've only been home. This is my first week I've actually been home, so I'm finally able to, come on and have this talk with you and, talk about the upcoming shows and things like that. So, yeah.
Well, again, thank you very much. It's an honor and a pleasure. For fans who may not know how you got your start in professional wrestling, you have a pretty interesting story about how you were influenced by your younger brother. Tell me about that and what influenced you to call professional wrestling your career.
So yeah, of course, my brother got me interested in wrestling, and everything kind of started from there, and it kind of just started as something to do, and I kind of just fell in love with it, and it became the passion that I didn't know that I had. I didn't have a set plan for what I wanted to do with my life or my career or anything, and wrestling kind of came along, and it was just that.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's a little bit of influence there from The Undertaker, correct?
Yeah, Undertaker was a pretty big part of the influence. It was me and my brother both.
Now, you recently participated in the Mae Young Classic. How did you earn that spot in the tournament?
I honestly think just working hard and getting my name out there and getting more and more eyes on me, not only in America but overseas in Japan, I think helped me a lot with the Mae Young Classic, and I think it's all about just showing them that you're willing to push yourself and be dedicated.
I'm sure you were very excited when you got that phone call, right?
Yeah, I was very excited.
Your match with, Deonna Purrazzo was one of, if not the best match of that tournament, in my opinion. What kind of feedback did you receive from the WWE about that match, and do you feel there's a potential of you signing with them in the future?
I got really great feedback. Again, I was just really excited just to be able to show my talent on that kind of platform. And Deonna I had worked with before and known before, so it was a comfortable opponent for me to be able to just go in with someone that I feel like was just a friend, and just go out there and do our best and kill it on this grand stage, so to say. But no, the feedback was great, and as far as coming back, you never know what the future holds in wrestling. You could go so many different ways.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see you there. I think that'll be outstanding. I mean, like I said, I thought the match was phenomenal, and definitely could have a tremendous career there. Now, you're currently wrestling for Universal Championship Wrestling. How did you form this relationship, and how has your experience been so far with one of the hottest independent wrestling companies going today?
It's just like any other thing. It just kind of comes along, and I came to a show a few months back, I believe. And the crowd was great, and everyone's really receptive, and it's just another way that I can get out and just show my talent to a broader audience, and I think that's great.
You have faced a lot of great opponents over your early career. Who have you had your best or most memorable matches with?
That's a hard question. Oh man, I don't know. Like I've had so many like really great opponents. Probably Jordynne Grace, Heidi Lovelace, or Ruby Riott, whenever she was going by Heidi, and of course like Deonna was great to work with. Kimberly is great. Tessa Blanchard is great to work with. There's a lot of girls that just that really bring it in the ring, and it's just a pleasure to be able to share the ring with.
Let's talk a little bit about your time wrestling in Japan. You wrestled for TJP earlier this year. How was your experience in Japan, and how did the matches compare to your experience in the ring here in the States?
Japan is a whole different ball game than wrestling. It's a lot different over there, whereas over here the crowds are just in it the whole time, just loud and rowdy and saying stuff. In Japan, everyone just likes to quietly just take everything in, and you do something impressive, you'll get a light applause, and then they'll be taking in the next thing. Right. And I actually liked it over there better sometimes, because it seems like the fans are actually paying attention to every little detail of the match, and they appreciate it much more than the fans over here sometimes do, and it's actually really nice. Which, when I work for Tokyo Joshi, it's an all-women's company, and I actually just recently had a title shot with Miyu over there, and that's on the DDT website. And then I also do DDT wrestling, so that's where I'll do like a lot of intergender and stuff. And the last match that I had an 8-man, and I was in the ring with people like Jun Kasai and Ethan Page, and just really great talent to work with. So it's been a great experience.
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about your promos. They're considered by many to be very thought-provoking, dark, mysterious. Where do you get your inspiration for your promo style?
So my promo style, and just who I am in general, a lot of people ask, like, do you study, like, this wrestler, and Undertaker did inspire a lot early on. A lot of my inspiration comes from just like things that I saw growing up, a lot of movies and music and artists and just everything growing up, because like I was one of those kids that was 6 years old watching Rob Zombie films, and that's just what I liked and what I was into, and I just try to make everything that I do as cinematic as possible, and just express everything that I've always loved about characters that I've loved growing up into my work.
You mentioned earlier that you were inspired to begin your career in wrestling by watching The Undertaker. The women's division as a whole doesn't have a well-known character like The Undertaker. Do you see yourself becoming maybe the next women's version of The Undertaker?
I would love to be. The thing The Undertaker had that I think captivated me and so many other different people is just his presence,
Yeah.
And of course, like, there's other people that have great presence too, but I think when The Undertaker could come out and that bell would ring, everyone's heart would kind of drop, and it was that, this is awesome.
Right, exactly.
And I just want to be able to give fans that same kind of feeling when I make my entrance to the ring, and if I could be the next Undertaker, so to say, that I think that'd be awesome.
Now, we just experienced WWE Evolution. I thought it turned out to be an outstanding show. What are your thoughts about seeing more women, all-women shows in the WWE, and not just that, but the expansion of women's wrestling as a whole with all women's promotions?
I think that it's obviously really great. And I mean, I could say all the cliche things, like, it's great for women to have all these opportunities right now and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But, there still are people out there saying, like, oh, that was good for a women's match, or that was good for a girl, and, stuff like that. And that's what I really care about, isn't so much like, oh, there's so many opportunities right now for women and everything's so great for women. I want just people to just, shut the hell up and enjoy a match for what a match is, and not just say something like, oh, that was good for the women.
Right.
Or, it's a women's match. We'll put this on right for the main to make everybody feel like bored, so the main event is more exciting. I've heard things like that. It's not fair. I want that to end in wrestling and in life in general.
Yeah, I totally get that. Instead of saying, oh, yeah, that was a great women's match. You know what? No, that's just a great match, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. So what do you want fans to remember about your character when they watch your matches?
I think with my character, I just want people to see me and not just see someone that's playing a character. I want people to just see me and know that that's me. And when I come to the ring, I want people to have that excitement in their heart, the same way I did for when I would see, like, The Undertaker, for example. And that's all I could ever ask for, is just to let all the fans have a certain emotion when I come to the ring.
Now, you have a match this weekend at UCW Slamboree in Athens, Georgia, against the very talented Jessie Belle. Now, she's already taken to social media challenging your ability to beat her in the ring. How does your two styles match up, and what words do you have for Jessie heading into this match?
Well, I've known Jessie for a long time. I've faced her in the ring before, and the thing is, the last time I faced Jessie, I was rather young. I was still maybe a year and a half in wrestling at the time, maybe a little over. And I think Jessie needs to understand that I've been a lot of places. I've wrestled a lot of opponents since then, and I've definitely worked a lot harder. And let's just say it's not the same Priscilla she's been in the ring with before.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a great match. I'm very much looking forward to watching it. Priscilla, this is the cranium. This is the cranium shot portion of the interview. I'm going to say a name. This name's going to be from your past. You can give a brief answer. You can give a one-word answer, whatever comes to mind. Okay, are you ready?
Sure.
Tessa Blanchard.
I actually just wrestled her like a week ago or so. Tessa, again, just a great person to share the ring with.
Santana Garrett.
I wrestle her tomorrow. Santana is, again, just, someone that I really enjoyed working with.
Kiera Hogan.
Kiera Hogan is like my husband in wrestling, or my wife in wrestling. And I basically grew up in wrestling with Kiera, so I think if anybody in wrestling knows me better, it's her.
Amber O'Neal.
Amber O'Neal. She was a great sort of guide early on. So I think she's great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Priscilla, for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. How can fans find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter at Priscilla Kelly _ and Instagram at the Priscilla Kelly, and Facebook at the Priscilla Kelly as well.
Well, great. Fans, go check her out. Tremendous talent in professional wrestling. Extremely excited about seeing where your career goes from here. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And don't forget to check out Universal Championship Wrestling. Visit their website at ucwtv.com for more information, and also how to purchase tickets to this show and for future shows. You can also check them out on Instagram and on Twitter at UCWTV, and you can check them out on Facebook, again, Universal Championship Wrestling. Again, Priscilla, thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.